questions.
I have a follow-up question. Is there any one brokerage or franchise in the country that kind of dominates this space that already has things in place that could be studied?
Because they're franchises, they can. I don't know who dominates. I know Transworld is pretty big. I know that and Sunbelt is pretty big. But depending on what part of the, where you go, they may have good reputations or bad reputations, just the brand. And so, that's the thing about franchises. And I guess you have that with corporate as well. But yeah, Transworld, there's VR business brokers. There are several. There's several business broker firms, but I think Transworld and there's also a Murphy's business brokerage. Yeah. So there's maybe half a dozen of them that are franchisors and franchise organizations. I don't have their stats. I do think Transworld is probably growing pretty. Well, I think they have more franchise units than the others, but I don't even know that. That's just my impression from the business brokers that I meet at both, at CAB meetings and also M&A source meetings and deal with on IBBA. So there's a lot of organizations out there. But
so there's a potential roll up in this industry too.
Yeah. I think we're going to get within EXP. I think we're going to get a lot of these, a lot of the franchisees when their term comes up, their initial franchise term comes up for renewal. I think some of them are probably not going to want to renew, and they'll probably move over to the EXP. Obviously we can't interfere with their contractual relations with their franchisors without creating some legal problems. So, but it's a great opportunity. I mean, what EXP has, and once they get a tech stack, it'll be even better. But the fact that you can basically conduct business all over the country is something that none of the others can do, because they have their franchisees usually have a territory. They can only operate within that territory. So let's say you have a franchisee in Orange County in Southern California, and they have a business that they're selling, and that business owner also is relocating to Texas, buying a business there, or owns, or moving their business to Texas and wants to acquire and do a roll up there, even though they have a pre-existing relationship. According to some of the franchise agreements, they have to hand that client over to somebody else. They can't help them. They can't take care of business because it's outside of their territory. So, we don't have issues like that within EXP. We just have to we have to make sure we're complying with whatever state laws that there are. And that if we have a client that's going to be doing something out of state, we have to check the state laws and talk to the state broker, make sure that if we're going to be continuing to work with that client, that we partner with somebody or co-broker with somebody in that state. But we'll find a way to do things.